One of my past videos, I created a self-destructing Google Sheet where it runs a trigger that automatically destroys it, essentially puts it in the trash, and then 30 days later, Google Drive is going to delete your Google Sheet. Now, that's sort of a prank and sort of like a fun idea to be like, oh, you can do that? And it was like a fun way to show you AppScript and a little bit of triggers. But today is actually a response to someone who was like, hey, instead of destroying the entire sheet, what if you make it harder to read? What if you make everything turn white? And I was like, I wonder if you can do that slowly. Could you drive someone insane if every hour of the day a trigger is triggered in Google Sheets and their text gets whiter and the background of their sheets gets whiter? And so I did it. Here it is. Here's the whitening Google Sheet prank. You can get this code here in the sheet. If you're watching this somewhere on or something, then you should become a member and get this app script. But I'm going to walk through this app script a little bit because I think it's really interesting. And I'm going to show you triggers so that you can see how this would actually play out. There are two functions here, one called whiten text and one called whiten background. They both use the function of a hex to RGB and RGB to hex inside, because essentially every single color of text and background is both hex and RGB. So if we want to change this color, we can definitely change the hex, but also we can change the RGB. And the RGB is a mathematical equation because it's 0 to 255, right? So if I put 0 here for all of these, it is black. If I do 255 of all three, it's white. So this is the spectrum. We're going from 0 to 255, and we just need to get to 255 from 0 or from wherever it is. And so if we add, let's see if we add 600 or 600, I think doing it this way, it is taking away the numbers. But if I do it programmatically, it'll probably be here, let's do 254, 254, 254. And 254. And there's this is the slightest possible gray, possibly, right? And that's your text. So that's how you can change colors. But let's look at doing it programmatically. What we have to do is we're grabbing the sheet that we're on. We're going to grab this is actually funny because it's not the entire sheet. It's just the cell that someone's in. So if you are in this cell, then they're going to just we can probably do it every minute or every 10 minutes or every hour, whatever. They're just, things are going a little bit whiter. We're going to look at that. Sorry, we're actually just looking at the data range of this sheet that we're on, the active spreadsheet. We're going to get the sheets. We're going to go through all of the data range. And for each cell, we're going to get the color. So this is text. Again, we're in whiten text. We're going to get the text color. We're then going to change it from hex to RGB. We're going to take that RGB and do this math, which is just add 1. That's it. Then we're going to take that added 1 and we're going to change it back to hex color. And then we're going to set that font color here. For the background, see, this is called whiten background. We're going to do the same. We're going to do the entire data range, get all the values, get all the ranges. For each one of them, we're going to get the background color. Get background is here. We're going to run it again, hex to RGB, add 1 to each RGB, and then set it to the new color. All right, let me show you if we whiten text, and if we click here and whiten background, let's click that and look at these colors. This is going to be a new color here, and I think the text is going to be the whitest white. There, it's already checked there. You can see. Let's whiten background a couple more times, 2 or 3 times. And then you're going to see 3 new colors. I think we're going to see 3 new colors here. Yeah, we see these new colors are being added to custom. So this custom is going to keep filling up with every single shade, almost every single shade possible, or a third of them. And if we just keep running this whiten background, we will see more and more of these shades, and someone's going to go slowly insane. So let's look at how do we trigger this, right? We're not going to come into someone's Google Sheet while they're working and then hit run every single time. But triggers can do this for us. Over here on the left, we're going to hit triggers. We're going to then add a trigger. We're going to choose whiten background. We're going to set a time trip. You can do based on some event, if they do something in the sheet on every edit. That would be crazy if every single, oh my God. Let's look at this from spreadsheet on edit. So now every single time I edit the sheet, it's going to get whiter and whiter. Sorry, I find this insanely funny because of how many hours a day I spend on Google Sheets. And if someone did this to me, I would slowly go insane. All right, let's see. The background is going to whiten every time we edit any cell. So it's not white at all. Oh my God, this is hilarious. This is making me go insane if this is happening. Okay, I think I know what happened. Because the background is already white, it's actually flipping. So let me fix that. Okay, so this changing math min to 255 should work. Just going to take the minimum value of these two options. And if RGB red +1 is over 255, it'll take 255. All right, let's see. This should, so it shouldn't flip from white to black anymore. If we run this again, actually, we can change this. Let's change it to something like the background to here, text to here, to this. And now every time we edit, it's gonna go through and I think whiten even more everything. Okay, we can actually see it working because it's adding these values here. It's so hard to see in the video, I think. Oh, I can sort of start to see it now. Okay, this would absolutely drive me insane if somebody was doing this to me. I can also add the trigger for the text, whiten text from spreadsheet on edit, and it's just going to get the data range. So it would have these lines in it. Let's look again. This whiten background, whiten text. Okay, now it's going to do both. If I set any color here, and I start typing hello, and I'm just filling in copy paste kind of stuff, and I'm like going not very fast, but editing this data a little bit at a time. Yeah, so you can sort of see it working. It's magic a little bit at a time. It's adding these things every time I edit. Change a cell. There it is. See, it's adding all these. Oh my God, this is crazy. If you are a Better Sheets member, grab this sheet and this app script yourself. Grab it. You're more than welcome to check it out. I hope you learned something here a little bit crazy, that you can set up a trigger of this thing when it's on edit. We can also set this trigger to every minute, I think, so that somebody slowly goes insane. We can say time driven, let's say every minute, and it's just gonna from now on for 3 hours go from from whatever color it is to 255. You can make it even slowly. Let's go to time driven day timer. So this will take about a year, or just under 2/3 of a year. Every day at 6 p.m. It just whitens it a little bit more. Oh my God, that would be insane. So also, if you want to delete these triggers, just go over here to these 3 buttons and hit delete. I should probably tell you that now, because you're going to have to delete these triggers because someone's going to go insane in your office if you use this. All right, enjoy.